proceed to the exchange of memorandum of understanding between the government of Tripura and T-Hub. May I request Mr. Srinivas Taluka, Vice President Facilities T-Hub Telangana, to please come up on the stage, and also Sri Jaya Ragul Kishan B, Director IT Government of Tripura, to formally exchange the documents in presence of the distinguished dignitaries. Thank you so much, sirs. It is now my privilege to invite Dr. Jitendra Singh, Honorable Union Minister of State of the Ministry of Science and Technology, Ministry of Earth Sciences, Prime Minister's Office, Ministry of Personnel, Public Grievances and Pensions, Department of Atomic Energy and Department of Space, to deliver his address. Please, sir.
Honorable Chief Minister of Tripura, with whom I also share a special relationship because he is a fellow medical professional, an eminent academician, and a medico, Professor Dr. Manik Saha, Chairman Niti Aayog, Shri Suman Berry ji, a very eminent scientist of national and international P.K. Saraswat, Honorable Shri Prasanjit Singh Roy, Minister for IT, Finance, Planning and Coordination, Chief Secretary Shri Jitendra Kumar Sinha, Shri Rajiv Kumar Sen, the IT Secretary Mr. Kiran Gete. I can see lots of startups over here, students, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, I have to congratulate you all, and in fact congratulate the government of Tripura for having taken this initiative. As was being rightly mentioned, the first ever State Innovation Commission in India. So that itself, or State Innovation Mission, I would say, to put it appropriately, the SIM. So you have taken a lead, and you have also shown the way to the other states and the union territories of India. And I'm sure this journey, beginning from the possibly one of the most eastern parts of India, will gradually travel in the other directions as well. Atal Innovation Mission, as you all know, was the result of an idea which was given by none less than Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi. And most of us were not familiar with this because this is a concept which is alien to the government circles. We never had something like this, though we had a planning commission in place which later on got to be known as Niti Aayog. But this AIM, or Atal Innovation Mission, was entirely novel and a new concept and a new experiment. And many of us would not have thought how would it shape up in the years to come. But now looking back 7-8 years, we can see the miraculous outcomes that have happened. It is this mission, and the credit goes to Mr. Berry, Dr. Saraswat, the entire team. At the outset, they rolled out Atal Tinkering Labs, I think to the extent of 10,000. And it became so popular. Being a public representative, I have the opportunity to travel different parts of the country, at least 3 states every week, and also my own constituency. I would find even in the remotest small towns, students coming over to me, school teachers coming over to me, asking me whether we could project their demand to have an Atal Tinkering Lab in their school. And it was not only government schools, even private schools. And I'm glad, and I must compliment the Niti Aayog, the chairman and the members. Very recently they came out with the decision to have 50,000. When you have 50,000 more Atal Tinkering Labs, I'm sure you will be covering each and every district of the country. And you will have more than one in each district. And therefore you could actually satiate the urge of all these youngsters sitting over here. Only recently, Dr. Bagla is not here, couldn't make it. He had organized a meeting of the selected boys and girls from different adult tinkering labs all over the country. And it was amazing to listen to these bright young children, the kind of ideas they came up with. And therefore, from that point of view, I think this state innovation mission guided by the National Innovation Mission happening for the first time from the capital of Agartala is also a vindication of what Prime Minister Modi keeps reiterating, the double engine effect. So, the engine which was switched on by Prime Minister Modi has been put on top gear by Professor Saha. And I'm sure the other states would also be inspired. And this is also in keeping with what the Prime Minister has been often reiterating, cooperative federalism and competitive federalism. And obviously, when the states innovate, the country accelerates. And you cannot be expecting overall growth in isolation when some of these states are left out. In fact, when he took over as Prime Minister, one of the earliest statements he made in 2014 was कि अगर देश की एक भुजा दुर्बल रह जाए, दूसरी कितनी भी बलवान हो, तो मातृ भारत का या भारत मां का समूचा विकास संभव नहीं. In other words, he said the East has to develop at the same level and pace and scale as the West. And thereafter, Northeast was given a special attention and focus. I had the opportunity of being the Minister for Northeast for as many as 7 months. I have visited each and every corner, some of those places where even the local ministers had not visited. And I have been witness to the fact that Prime Minister Modi visited Northeast, I think till now, almost 80 times. And I was saying in a lighter vein that if COVID had not happened, he would have made a century. And that total number of visits by him is put together as Prime Minister more than the total number of visits done by all the preceding Prime Ministers done together, including his immediate predecessor, who happened to be a member of Rajya Sabha from Northeast and never visited in 10 years. So that is the kind of political priority given to the state. And then the central ministers were deputed to visit every state at least once in 15 days. And I think the greatest contribution of the Modi government has been the total mainstreaming of the Northeast. Because we have seen, and this can be appreciated only by those who have seen what it was like 2014, when the newspapers would report that a leader from India is on visit to Agartala. So such a huge transition, where mainstreaming, because of the huge infrastructure development, we had states like Meghalaya, Arunachal, which had never seen a train. Even Agartala, now you have a train link being put in place up to Bangladesh. You have airport only in Guwahati. Now you have almost this Agartala airport we have seen when it was a small shed-like thing. And there was flight from Calcutta, now known as Kolkata. So all this transformation, development, ease of travel, and the children from this place were hesitant to go to Delhi or the other parts of India. And now the tourism industry from other parts comes here to recruit children. You can board a flight anywhere, Deccan, Hyderabad, Chennai, and you find crew, young girls from Nagaland, from Mizoram. And therefore, from that extent, I must compliment the state of Tripura for having taken a lead not only for Northeast but for the entire country. And I was glad to notice when I was told that over 150 startups you have in this state, which is quite a good number considering the size of the state, and total about 3.13 lakh of registered MSMEs. Because overall we have about more than 2 lakh startups in the country. That too also is a very interesting journey, because in 2014 when this government came, we just had about 350, 400. And for the first time when Prime Minister spoke from the Red Fort and he said, "Start up India, stand up India," many people didn't even understand. I see a number of calls in the evening. He said, "What does this mean? We have to stand up or start up or do what?" Even the concept was not clear. It's become such a popular movement now. More than 2 lakh startups generating more than 21 lakh jobs. And Tripura therefore can also specialize in its own exclusive ways with its rich treasures and rich abundance of bamboo, of rubber. I was telling Dr. Saraswat when we were going through the exhibition that the bamboo potential here has remained underutilized. Because bamboo is such a versatile product. You can have furniture, you can have panels, you can have paper, you can have jewelry, you can have toothbrush, you can have eatables. You name a thing and bamboo is handy. So when I was here, we did start, and we have a beautiful institute here also on the Guwahati, Meghalaya, Guwahati Shillong Road, the Cane and Bamboo Institute. And that also has remained not utilized to the extent. But I'm sure if we can exploit that treasure, bamboo alone could ride the growth story of Tripura and make it a leading player in overall India's growth story. And therefore, and as far as the government of India is concerned, the very concept of State Innovation Mission is meant to achieve the motive of decentralization and democratization of opportunities, of technologies, of accessibility, and that is precisely what this government has sought to do. When I was talking of 2 lakh startups, let's not forget that almost 50% of these belong to Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. It is just a mindset assumption that everybody from Bengaluru or Hyderabad. It's not so. We have small towns, and out of these 2 lakh, I think about 60 or 70,000 are women-led startups. So which is a huge mean, which means there's an aspirational surge all over India, and this surge is more visible among young boys and girls living in the most peripheral areas. And therefore, in recent times, we have undertaken a lot of such initiatives. You would recall that soon after Prime Minister moved over to his new office, the Tirth Bhavan, of the first 3 decisions he took, I don't know how many have noticed that. One was approval of 10,000 crore fund of funds for deep tech startups. So you can understand the priority that the government is giving. The maiden decision in the new maiden office. Besides that, in the CSIR, we had a startup funding facility for deep tech startups, but we had kept the condition of 3 years of sustainability. Only after 3 years they could apply. So only 2 weeks back we have done away with that also. He said, we'll take the risk. And for those who graduate to next level, very recently we have also started 1 lakh crore RDI fund, the Research Development Innovation Fund, so that then you can accelerate into your entrepreneurship. And as far as the PPP model is concerned, we are already in a big way trying to promote it. And with all these exclusive avenues and the exclusive potentials that a state like Tripura has, I think you have the opportunity not only to be the new engine of India's growth. As Prime Minister says, Northeast is new engine. So Tripura could lead as the new engine of new India, and the rest of the states can follow. With this compliments and this wishes, once again, compliments to you all, and I'm sure next time we'll also have more of private sector participants in a program like this, because unless you have a extensive participation of the non-government sector, these young boys and girls can't sustain their startups and their entrepreneurship on their own. And this government is very, very open to the extent that we have even opened up nuclear sector. So once we have opened up nuclear sector also for private players, तो हमारे पीछे बचा ही क्या? Nothing to hide. And therefore we would require your extensive participation from all the sectors for the common goal of carrying forward this nation and making it possible to be led by a peripheral state like Tripura. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
What I have found. We welcome them and our dear media friends. Today marks an important milestone in Tripura's development journey. Our state, already have mentioned my previous speakers, that Tripura is rich in natural resources and culture and heritage in stepping into an innovation-driven future. I would like to thank the chairman of Niti Aayog, Honorable Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji, Vice Chairman Niti Aayog Suman Beri ji, and Honorable Union Minister of Science and Technology, Dr. Jitendra Singh ji, for launch of India's first state innovation mission in Tripura, which never we have thought of. And I am sure that our Honorable Prime Minister already, he has mentioned that Act East policy, through Act East policy again, I think Act Tripura policy has made in his mind. So in different occasions we have received so many things from him. We have consciously placed good governance at the center of our development strategy. We have focused on administrative and business reforms, then digital governance, forward-looking industrial and startup policies. Tripura is the only state in the country where entire government functioning from cabinet and state secretary up to 3-tier village council as well as our GP is totally paperless. And for that we are very much proud of us. Good governance initiatives are aimed at providing economic opportunity to the people and to translate youth aspiration into enterprise. It is the part of Niti Aayog State Support Mission. This initiative helps states and union territories build strong, localized innovation ecosystems based on their specific strengths. Tripura State Innovation Mission is a novel initiative supported by Atal Innovation Mission to create an ecosystem to nurture talented enterprises, adopt cutting-edge technologies, and translate ideas into projects. Innovation happens when institutions collaborate and ideas flow freely. State Innovation Mission is designed to synergize the efforts of government, academia, industry, startups, then investors and communities into one ecosystem. I am pleased to share that Tripura Institution for Transformation and Department of Information Technology have collaborated with Indian Institute of Management, Calcutta, then Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi, Indian Institute of Management, Bangalore, and T-Hub of Telangana to conceptualize and establish the Tripura State Innovation Mission and T-Nest. State Innovation Mission will nurture enterprises that will solve problems faced in agriculture, in green technology, in digital services, in tourism, in healthcare, and beyond that. One of our greatest strengths lies beyond the geographical boundaries, our global diaspora. You will be glad to know, already you must be knowing that through the Puravashi Tripuravashi Summit, we have created a structured engagement platform. Few days back, we have arranged that event, and they represent intellectual capital, financial capital, and global exposure. Under State Innovation Mission, we will actively leverage this network for mentorship, investment, and market linkage. Because these peoples have their roots in Tripura, so they will be feeling glad to come over Tripura. Strategically positioned in the northeast, Tripura has the potential to emerge as a regional innovation hub, connecting India's growth story with emerging Southeast Asian economic corridor. Tripura is third fully literate state in the country after Mizoram and Goa. Agartala has India's third international internet gateway along with Mumbai and Chennai. Tripura is emerging as educational and health services hub with large number of higher educational institutes, private universities, medical and paramedical institutes. Tripura is the second largest producer of rubber after Kerala. We have several species of bamboo, at about 21 species of bamboo we have, which is very versatile industrial raw materials. Horticulture produces like queen pineapples and scented lemon have made their mark in the world. We are exporting those scented lemons and queen pineapples along with other fruits. Economic activities around agro products are rapidly growing. Our indigenous communities possess deep ecological knowledge. Already mentioned by my previous speakers that bamboo technologies, then sustainable forest practices, then herbal traditions and climate adaptive living models we have. We envision integrating traditional wisdom with modern technology to develop solutions to the sustainable development. Today we have integrated, today we are going to inaugurate Tea Nest that is nurturing entrepreneurship and startups in Tripura in this complex. Tea Nest has been established as an execution arm of the State Innovation Mission. Tea Nest is the bridge that will connect campuses to markets, ideas to investment, and innovation to impact. Tea Nest will provide co-working and incubation spaces, mentoring support, then legal and compliance guidance, intellectual property assistance, investment promotion. Specialized laboratories will be set up through partnerships with academics and research institutions. Today we have signed and more already you have seen with Tea Hub Hyderabad to engage with them as a knowledge partner for establishment of Tea Nest and to strengthen the startup and innovation ecosystem in Tripura. Nadatur S. Raghavan Center for Entrepreneurial Learning, IIM Bangalore, then IIM Calcutta Innovation Park, then SBI Foundation, and even Bandhan Bank have agreed to assist in the capacity building of Tea Nest. Tea Nest will be linked with the upcoming state-of-the-art innovation park at Chanmari near the upcoming Airtel data center. You must be knowing that already we have found Bhumi Pujan, we already have done there. So innovation centers shall be established in each of the 8 districts. We have 8 districts. Everywhere these innovation centers will be set up and which will be linked with Tea Nest. Tripura would launch country's first district innovator fellowships to foster grassroots innovators. With the assistance of Atal Innovation Mission, Niti Aayog, Tripura will come up with the artificial intelligence policy, first of its kind initiative in the country. Agartala being the smart city, we shall introduce AI-based solution of the city management like traffic. Every times we see in newspapers there is concern about traffics and all. So I think with this we can, to some extent we can solve this traffic problem, then parking, power supply, drinking water, then flood control, solid and liquid waste and property assessments. Leading technology providers have expressed interest to share their use cases of AI, artificial intelligence, for improving public service delivery in Agartala city. We are in process of establishment of Tripura AI Center of Excellence with the assistance of Ministry of Electronics and IT Government of India. We are also planning to set up Tripura IT and Data Economic Zone to promote IT, ITES and data center ecosystem in the state as the demand for software enterprise is growing. We have decided to set up IT Park to provide co-working spaces in single campus. Just now I was discussing with Dr. Saab, he was telling that why the peoples will go outside of Tripura. So there are so many talents. If we can give this kind of platform, the people need not go outside like Bangalore, Hyderabad. So in that direction we are thinking to do so. Tripura Startup Policy 2025 was launched with an inclusive and comprehensive approach. The policy welcomes innovation across agriculture, then tourism, forest-based industries, healthcare, IT services, rural technologies, and beyond. The startup policy intends to build a robust, inclusive, and structured startup ecosystems in the state. The youth of the state have responded to the startup policy with great enthusiasm. More than 130 startups have been recognized along with grant of substantial financial incentives. We have supported 50 student project ideas under the New Generation Innovation Network. So, this reflects a growing culture of aspiration and risk-taking among our youth. Together, this initiative will establish an end-to-end innovation ecosystem from early stage incubation to large-scale digital and technology investment, positioning Tripura as a regional hub of innovation. Innovation thrives in an enabling environment. I am proud to state that Tripura emerged as the top performing state in the country in compliance reduction and regulatory simplification exercise in 2025, for which our Honorable Prime Minister has given us, he has congratulated us, and many other states are learning from the reform strategy adopted by Tripura state. I had the privilege of chairing 2 task forces set up by the Ministry of Donor for investment promotion and development of infrastructure and connectivity. We have submitted the reports to the Ministry of Donor. I would request our Honorable Vice Chairman Niti Aayog to help us in implementation of the recommendation of the 2 task forces. Investors and entrepreneurs have displayed strong faith in the transparent, efficient, and progressive administration in Tripura state. You will be glad to know that we have received investment proposal of more than rupees 15,000 crore only in 1 year. Total 91 investment projects worth rupees 5,022 crores have been grounded already. Private investment is supplementing the public investment for rapid socio-economic growth of the state. We have registered double-digit growth of state GDP over the past several years. My previous speaker also mentioned about that. Our per capita income is almost at par with the national level. Niti Aayog has declared Tripura as front-runner state in the implementation of sustainable development goals, for which I should give thanks our Honorable Vice Chairman of Niti Aayog. The aspirational district Dhalai has consistently ranked at amongst the top in the country. Saturation of 6 key performance indicators of Samarnata Abhijan in Ganganagar Aspirational Block has been awarded Prime Minister Award for Administrative Excellence in 2025. I am sure that the State Innovation Mission will play important role in accelerating the development of state in realizing the goal of Viksit Tripura and Viksit Bharat. Friends, innovation is not merely about technology. It is about transforming governance, empowering youth, honoring tradition, and building sustainable prosperity. The State Innovation Mission, Tripura, is a commitment to nurture ideas, a commitment to empower entrepreneurs, a commitment to bridge the local with the global. Once again, I would like to thank the team of Niti Aayog, led by our Honorable Vice Chairman Suman Beriji,